Yeah, prop it open. All right. I was gonna wait for Ed to come back in. This is Jason Anderson, Chairman of the Killeen Town Council, and we're back out of executive session. It's currently 10:27 p.m. The next items on the agenda were items 15K and L, which we are going to table based on recommendations from the town attorney. So we'll move on. Item 16, council member reports and comments. Ula, do you want to start?
I didn't attend the Housing Authority meeting. Jason attended for me because I had planning and zoning, and the planning and zoning was an informational meeting by the Ken Slater, the attorney for the new members of the Planning and Zoning Commission.
Ms. George.
So I attended the NECOG meeting, and as we spoke about the preliminary evaluation vision, where we voted on that, we also spoke about some of the upcoming legislation, and NECOG will get a list of all of that together, the important ones, and put out statements for or against our inclusion. So I'll have more information on that next month. I also attended NDDH, and we did vote to move it to $1 for the increase. And I do have a breakdown, a preliminary breakdown of what that dollar entails, where all that money in that dollar will be going to support that increase. And that's all I have.
Thank you. I attended.
I can email that to you guys if you want, sorry.
Yeah, that would be great if you could do that.
Yeah, Patty,
Okay.
can you include me on that email as well so that way I can make sure I put it into the record?
Okay, yes.
Thank you. I attended the Housing Authority meeting, and they went over their budgets. And I also attended the Cable Advisory Committee. They appropriated $2,000 to SECT for lobbyists to try and change the statute. How they get a lot of their funding is through subscription, through local cable providers. Right now, the way the statute is any streaming sources, if the public access channel is on there, the public access channel does not get any funding. They're trying to change state statute, so they want to hire a lobbyist to try and do that, to be able to recoup some of the money they've been losing because of the amount of people who are cutting the cord on cable. And I attended fiscal subcommittee. Mr. Catula.
Did permanent building committee. We had another walkthrough of Westfield Avenue and an update on the progress of the renovations there. Was all.
Thank you. Ms. Murphy.
I attended WPCA, and they updated the moratorium, loosened it just for real small stuff, which is good. They authorized the Green Hollow Road subdivision at 101 and 103 Green Hollow Road. The second thing was the new amendment grants the director the discretion to make the decision that it is a previously permitted and authorized connection, even though it was not on the list. And number 3, grants the director the discretion to determine the change in uses, provided that the flows are substantially the same. So basically, and Dave Cappuccioni is the director for the public, if you have a request. I also attended a budget meeting, and so I think three Board of Education meetings I attended. The big thing is they're going over their budgets, line by line, very intense and well written out like the last time. Right now, they have come in at $49,738,817 for an increase of 4.97% with no package requests. So right now, that's where they're landing, around 5.
Thank you. Mr. Whitehead.
I also attended the fiscal subcommittee and the cable advisory, as Jay had already moved.
Thank you. Mr. Gambatista.
I attended fiscal subcommittee and Board of Rec. Board of Rec meeting, there was a lot of good things. They had a Run for Ryan. So thank you from Jocelyn and Jeffrey French. They raised $8,200 for the scholarship fund, which I thought was wonderful. Another thing I learned that there was a, not sure if it's good, bad, or indifferent, but there was a learning and retirement program that's for seniors at QVCC, and somehow it was moved out of there. And the good news is it's now at the rec center starting in March. So they were displaced from QVCC. Didn't really get into why, but they're at the rec center. Found that really interesting that there was a learning and retirement program. It seems like we do really a lot of good stuff for seniors here. I think we should be really proud of that. A couple other things that I learned on the Westfield Ave project. Some new things came up. There's a fire suppression needed in the auditorium area. I don't think that was accounted for. They also need to do lighting and sound. They got actually $120,000 private donations for that so far. It could be a cost of up to $250,000, so they were doing well there. And that was basically about it. A couple other things, but overall, I don't know that they talked a little bit about the dates of them moving in, and maybe a little different than they thought. But other than that, a lot of good things from rec.
All right, thank you. Mr. Grandelsky.
On the Conservation Commission, they were talking, well, they were just kind of off base or whatever. They thought the environmental award is going to be presented tonight, but it's delayed a month, but there was some kind of negative discussion about that, but it's still going to happen. And then there was a lot of discussion about the logging operation at Chase Reservoir, and, then there was something, well, regulated firewood can't go out because of the ash borer, but the logs are gonna go to Canada, so. I don't know how one thing, but that's up to the logger or whatever, at their discretion. And they're talking about additional bus tours, but they don't know when they're gonna start those up.
Thank you. I do want to add that I did attend the Coffee with the Council with Board of Ed members. And it was actually a surprise. We actually had quite a few people that came. We actually had one person who put in an application for the Vision Committee from there. So that was, but I will say, any council members who haven't done Coffee with the Council, if you want to, we're looking to schedule another one. I myself would love to do it again. And it was, I enjoyed it a lot more than I thought I was going to. I thought nobody would show up because I've heard some of them have been kind of slow, but we had a few people show up, and it was nice to get out there and out to where the public is, rather than trying to get them to come here and speak. So, and that's all I have. So 17 we already took care of, so I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Motion was made by Mr. Grandelsky, seconded by Ms. Barclay. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Abstentions? This meeting is adjourned.